Ah, but I love it. Okay, according to this thing, I'm live. Not sure what's going on here, and I'm frozen. I'll be right back. Ah, for the yeah. Okay, here we go. I was having all kinds of problems with the live stream tonight, and not sure why, but I think we've got it straightened out. Um, I see task force or possibly a impersonator is in here, and no, Levi is not scared. If anything, Timmy should be scared. Um, Now this, I'm going to do this different than I had intended because of the difficulties I had. Um, because for whatever reason, I didn't get this problem solved in time to prepare things that I had. So I'm going to do this a little bit different. And I'm just going vulgar complaint. What is this? They're being weird over on Telegram again. I'm going to bring this up in a different manner. Uh, Now, one thing that has been going on is that they've been viciously attacking Megan Fox, and I find that a little bit strange because uh, Megan has been on for a long time, and they never really bothered her, and all because of a 13-minute video. Um, they went berserk with her, so they let's see what I'm trying to do here. And I'm still setting up. I'm having to do this on the fly here because of the way this thing is acting. See if I can, yeah. And let's, okay. Let me get on to new comments. This is probably. Oh, I froze up again. Why does this thing keep? Oh, let me cancel this one now. See if this. Yeah, there it goes. Levi's car, cat, dogs to be seized. Huh. Oh, that's good to know. Um, I don't know why the banners aren't working. I'm not getting anything on. They're paying. Well, this is interesting. I'm getting task force wants to euthanize Levi's cats and dogs. Now, this shows you the lack of character these people have. Why would you want to euthanize a cat? Is this just to be mean, or what's the thing here? That's really you know I guess Task Force hates dogs. Uh, and because he has a burr up his ass about with Levi Page, he wants to uh, euthanize his dog and his cat. Uh, and I would like uh, Task Force to explain that one. And hello, Richard. Hello, Lori. And hello, Paula. Welcome. And Chad, what I wanted to ask you since you're in here is did you uh, agree to be on Megan's live stream? Because they are reporting over there that you were um, going to be on her live stream. And I'm trying to think now which. I'm going to try and see. Telegram for PCs. If this comes up, I'd rather have it. There it is. I'm going to see if this comes up. For some reason, it doesn't. Okay, they are uh, live screen capping our chat in here. For someone who doesn't care about this channel, they are screening it and bringing it in here, which we have nothing to hide over here. They do because the IBT chat has me blocked. She's scared for me to see her chat. So we have all this going on. Task Force is in here scamming the channel as she always does because they're too much of a coward to go online and start their own channel up. And so that's all right. Let me go back over in the comments. This is going to be a bit of a okay. Yeah, let me know if Megan is going to stream anything about where I can put it, where I can see it, because apparently they're trying to keep everything off YouTube. They don't like free speech, so they're trying to shut everything down. It's for somebody that says that they are don't think this channel is important, they sure monitor it. But what I do have, Megan, welcome to the show. If you decide you want to talk, I will send you the link into this. Just let me know if you want to. I have asked Chad to send me the pictures. I have no idea what they are. And I did start the discussion with Tim Holmseth and company. Oh, you're not Megan. I'm a Megan Fox fan. Okay. Misread that. Well, Megan Fox fan, welcome. Um, as I explained about Megan when I started the show, uh, she went on and stated that because of her revealing the truth about Timothy Charles Holmseth, that she got a strike. And she was suspended temporarily. I think she's back now. But they've done the same thing to me. They are terrified of this channel. And because of that, they send dozens of complaints to YouTube to try and get me shut down because they do not want me to have my freedom of speech. I find this rather peculiar because they've always complained about people uh, trying to shut them down. And what I'm doing is I'm checking for the latest. Well, they still got the Rico Docs thing up, so that hasn't changed. And what else have we got? Hillary boiled kids alive, and they've got Megan Fox. I'll send you home in a body bag and other greatest hits. And they have that Megan Fox is possessed and blah 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 blah. And this is something they do. If someone starts criticizing Tim or questioning his actions, he turns on him. Chad Cater is a primary example. Now, Chad Cater came to the aid of Homestead. He, um, basically he helped clean up his apartment. He took uh, him and Tom Morrissey put his car in storage so he wouldn't lose that because since he was no longer a resident of the apartment, he stood the chance of losing his car. So, to thank them for that, uh, he went and put up these articles over on his BitChute channel. And, when Megan Fox pointed this out, um, Tim attacked her and managed to get her channel suspended temporarily. And they're trying their damnedest to do it to me. Um, all right, I'm trying to get. I had the page up and it disappeared. There we go. All right, let me get it back to the settings it's supposed to be at. Now, okay, I'm gonna try and. Now, why am I not getting. I'm having a bit of a difficulty here. Let me do this. The software I use to live stream is really acting weird tonight. Um, and so I'm having to, between the software and, okay, it is up because my monitor is not working right, but I am getting, um, okay, I'm going to have to settle for that. For some reason, I can't see my screen. Um, so let me get this out of the way. Now, let's see. Wow, this thing is all screwed up. Let me expand this. This is doing something completely different. Okay, now let me, because I don't want to. All right, please excuse me, folks. I'm trying to get this set up. And I'm trying to figure out why I don't have. Okay, there we go. Well, that's that's the best I can do. I'm trying to get it to where I don't have me in there, but it's not cooperating. Let's see if I go to solo layout. There. Well, let me do this. There we go. That's what I wanted. Yeah. Oh, you didn't kick her out, did you? Oh well, no problem. Task Force shouldn't be in here anyway. I mean, this is the thing. They sit there and brag that I only have 14 people in here, and yet they're trying to get this channel shut down. But anyway, now that I got this up here, I don't know how many of you guys are on mobile phones. I enlarged this as big as I could get it. But this is the judge's response to the filing that Holmseth put into the Tennessee court. Okay, that's fine. Now, she can see, she just can't post. But what this does is, I guess Timmy thinks that he can go after Levi Page. And he's also sued Alexander Goddard and 25 other John Does. And they put this up on their page, and there's only one problem with this. But let me read. This is the judge responding to Timothy Holmseth filing in the court. Plaintiff Timothy Charles Holmseth filed a complaint that purportedly arises under the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act against defendants Levi Henry Page, Alexandra Hannelore Goddard, she's probably going to crucify me for ruin, and 25 John Does. Plaintiff also paid the civil filing fee, doc number 1 through 3. As a threshold matter, plaintiff must meet basic pleading requirements and comply with the rules of civil procedure, citing Martin v. Overton 391, blah, 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 and McNeil versus United States 105 U.S., blah, 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 blah. Here, the plaintiff has not satisfied Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 8, which directs a complaint must contain 1, a short and plain statement of the claim showing that the pleader is entitled to relief. I'm getting a signal. My microphone's going to go down anytime. This is Erickson and Holmseth. Now, she has sometimes taken Holmseth. Richard, the Plane and Soldiers is a photograph that belongs to the Department of Defense. That was a deployment that took place over in the conflict area, and Holmseth stole it. This is blatant plagiarism, which he has been accused of and was alleged to have been fired from the newspaper for. So that is where that comes from. But getting back here, Procedure 8, which directs that a complaint must contain 1. A short and plain statement of the claim showing that the pleader is entitled to relief, and factual allegations that are simple, concise, and direct. Now this is rich. The complaint is a 90-page algorithm anagram, all right, I'm trying to pronounce that, of largely unexplained exhibits and rambling narrative that is heavily laden with irrelevant discussion, sweeping conspiracy theories, and personal attacks. In short, plaintiff's allegations are insufficiently simple, concise, and direct, and they do not yet demonstrate a plausible right to relief against the named defendants. To proceed, plaintiff must submit an amended complaint that includes simple, concise, and direct factual allegations sufficient to demonstrate a plausible, non-speculative right to relief against defendants. Plaintiff should avoid irrelevant discussions, compulsory statements, and personal attacks. He should focus on providing in an organized and understandable manner the who, what, where, when, why, and how of events giving rise to his specific legal claim or claims against defendant. The court must receive the amended complaint within 30 days of the date of this order appears on the docket. Failure to respond or request an extension by the deadline may result in dismissal. The clerk shall mail plaintiff a blank complaint for civil case. Pro C1. It is so ordered. Eli Richardson, United States District Judge. Paula, that is the allegation, and that's what I've been told by anonymous sources while I was in the state of Minnesota. He was alleged to have plagiarized the very article for which he received his so-called award. Now, this is something I haven't been able to confirm, but this is the situation here with this. I have studied court cases for a very long time, and I have never seen this kind of butt slapping given to someone in court, especially someone that is doing a proceeding. Usually the judge gives the person latitude. Apparently, there is something so outrageous about this complaint that the judge ruled in this manner. And he literally read Holmes Seth, the Riot Act, and basically stated that Holmes Seth had not presented his argument in the way it should have been brought in the court. So, this is an example of the kind of thing that happens to him. Now, Holmes Seth has gone through this before. When he lived in Minnesota and lived in East Grand Forks, Minnesota, he filed a bunch of these things. And I'm going to try and bring up, I'm doing this a hell of a lot different. I'm probably going to have to rebroadcast and do this properly now that I got the equipment back up and running. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to be on the air because the headset's running out of power. I'm using it in wireless mode now. Let's see. Because what I'll do is if I lose, you know, boom. If I lose the microphone, I'll just cut the broadcast short, and I might come out in the air tomorrow night and try and do this different. Yeah, he's using this escrow terminology because he filed this nonsense where he puts stuff in escrow, and there is no such thing in the court. And all he's doing, he's wasting money. Oh, that's stupid. I wish that person would learn. There's a person that's been sending me direct messages, and I told her that I would prefer she not contact me, and she does anyway. So this, it's too bad that this woman has to keep this up, but I can't talk sense into her. Huh. That's interesting. I think I just got unblocked. As this popped up, I've never seen this before. Well. Irrelevant material. This escrow thing that Tim is talking about is virtually nothing. There's no such thing. He picked a word out of thin air, this being this escrow, and he is throwing it around for the benefit of his audience because 99% of his audience have no clue how the court system works. And so he can sit there and file all these papers, and his boss or handler or trustee or whatever she is can make all the phone calls she wants to law enforcement, and it's not getting them anywhere. Well, in the phone, Paula, in the phone call, she admitted that she is not practicing real estate to the general public. The only reason she has the real estate license is to be the executor of the family trust fund or whatever the hell it is. She's not operating outside the family. She just rented a condominium down here in Florida, and that's all she does. She manages the properties of the estate or the family. She is not buying and selling real estate. And she's lying once again to law enforcement with this auditing and this sheer nonsense that she puts out on her when she makes these calls. And sooner or later, they are going to crack down on it because she is making false representations to government officials. And, fine. She can go ahead and make all the phone calls she wants. And, the phone calls get recorded. She recorded it and put it on her, put it online, but law enforcement records these calls. And they will use these calls as evidence if it becomes appropriate. Now, let's talk about this lawsuit a little bit. Um, it is very unlikely that this lawsuit's going to go anywhere. But if it does, Timmy has to be aware of something. I've mentioned this before when we talk about these civil lawsuits, but there is something called reciprocal discovery, which means if Timmy goes to court and starts the process of suing everybody, the defendants or respondents in this case can demand discovery from Homestead. And one thing that is going to be asked for in discovery is the identity of whoever PWS builder is on the Homestead blog. And they're also are going to have to show exactly who Task Force is over on BitChute, and he is going to have to make public all his websites, including any files he has and all that. All we have to do is look at what happened to Phil McConnell. He had to provide all his social media to the court. Um, well, Lori, a lot of us are, and I am exploring bringing all 27 respondents together and doing a class action lawsuit against him and those involved in the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, because anyone posting false information about any of us on Telegram and elsewhere is liable because they're acting as representatives of the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. The Telegram channel is called the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, and the other channel is the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force chat. And they will be criminally and civilly liable for anything that is said on those areas. And Tim Holmseth is going to have to come into court and explain to the court how he came to the conclusion that I am involved in the Delphi murder case in Delphi, Indiana. And he's also going to have to do the same thing with everyone else he is accusing of having any involvement in that case. He's going to have to prove that we are affiliated with the finders, which he cannot do. He's going to have to prove all these charges of uh, ceremonies and stuff like he's made against Chad Cater and Tom Morrissey. This is all stuff that he has to prove to the court. And if it goes into a jury trial, he's going to have to come to court. Randy Erickson's going to have to come to court. People like whoever is behind the account of Smitey Bulger's going to have to come to court. All these people are material witnesses in all of this, and they are going to have to come to court. They do not have a choice. They are going to have to explain where they got all this information from, and they're going to have to show it. Well, it's either yes or someone else is just relaying the information. I've been told that he is running that account. So that is what we're going to have to see. But, I saw that, by the way. All that is doing is tying in because they are going to have to show who owns that. Now, Bulger says, bring it. Well, it's when this goes to court, Bulger, Timmy is going to be required to to provide a list of anybody that is even remotely involved in the PPTF. And since his accusations are based on posts that you have made, you are going to have to go to court and you are going to have to testify as to where you got your proof that I am Whitey Bulger. This is what you claim. And also that fake chat that has just been put up. Tim Holmseth is going to have to come to court and answer the 5 questions. He is going to have to show proof beyond a doubt that I made that chat, and he cannot do it. You might as well tell everybody who you are, Smitey, because it's going to come out in court. Because you're going to have to give your legal name when you go to court. And you're really brave behind that screen to sit there and make all these accusations, but you refuse to back it up with your name. You are a coward hiding behind a troll name, a sock account. But when this goes to federal court, you can't do that. You have to provide your real legal name. So these little games you play on Telegram ain't going to cut it. And, putting up pictures of dead people isn't going to work. Why? This is the one thing. These people hide behind these sock accounts. They're too much of a chicken to come forward. Well, Telegram records on my devices in real time. So even Astro, with her 29 sock accounts, gets recorded. It doesn't do any good for these people to delete anything because it's all archived. Someone's claiming he is staying with JC. Well, nothing would surprise me. I mean, that woman is as crazy as he is. The thing is, Timmy doesn't realize it, but the feds know where he's at. They just, they're in no hurry to do anything with him. They've got him under 24-hour, 7-day surveillance. If he thinks he's hiding from anybody, he's kidding himself. But, the RICO thing, he's complete, that's not going to work because it doesn't apply. It's proof that Timmy doesn't know his ass in the hole in the ground. I like the stuff they're posting over on Telegram. These people are absolute morons. Jessa CZ or whatever it is. I wish these people that have names that I can pronounce. But she's another basket case that's going around. She's basically a mirror of Holmseth. Will the real Whitey Bulger please stand up? Well, it's going to be kind of a hard thing to do because Whitey Bulger's dead and buried. So if he can stand up, That would be some. Yeah, that's a funny thing about these people over on Telegram. They think all these people are alive that have been dead for decades. They're running around saying that Princess Diane's alive, JFK Jr.'s alive, McAfee's alive. I mean, all this reincarnation going on. You'd think this was Easter with all this reincarnation. What'd they do? Walk out of a cave somewhere and say, "Oh, I'm alive! I'm alive! I'm over here on Telegram." Whoever sets these things up on Telegram, they must be having the time of their life. And Curly, aka Astro, I answered your question. It's not going to help Holmseth out if those pictures are produced in court. If anything, it's going to strengthen Levi's case. So, by all means, send them. So, yeah, this is just, these people are dumb. Absolutely dumb. Excuse me. Yeah, it's kind of funny that people waste their time on this crap. Oops, I did that wrong. Okay, that's. Hmm. All right, let me do it this way. Yeah, my phone froze. Oh, I see what. Okay. This is not going to be at all the way I had planned it, but. Yeah, this equipment failure I had kind of dug into my prep time, so I wasn't able to. This is one of the reasons I was cutting back on my live streams because it. All right, let's see if this is going to work. And no, it's not. It's. I wish that stupid sock would quit contacting me. I've already told her I think nothing of her. Actually, I guess she's just funny, sad, really. That's what I was looking for. I wonder why that didn't come up. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of multitasking. I don't expect anything on here. Well, what's happening, Paula, is more and more people are beginning to realize what Timmy actually is and are now starting to speak up. And these are people that have been following Timmy for years. Okay, now let's see what we got going here. Oh, we have new information here. Let's see what we got. Okay, I'm going to have to. We've got motion to continue pretrial schedule for December 8th, unopposed by defense attorney. Order granting continuance. Notice of conflict in unavailability. So what's happening in the Neely Blanchard case is it looks like the Blanchard case is going to be delayed, and we're looking like this is going to go into the 2023. So let's see. I have to make a request to the court here. Because what they do is when I get these notices and it's got a little lock in there, I do a FOIA request with my credentials and I get the information once they clear it. Usually this was filed on the 15th. This is the 19th, so probably sometime next week we'll find out what the thing is. Kirk Prendergast is on the witness list. He has been sent. Let me go back. This is just getting into reciprocation of evidence. Um, okay, that was given the medical examiner's address. But Kirk Pendergrass has been notified that he is going to be a witness in the trial, and a summons was sent to him, and they will follow that up with a report date for Pendergrass when the time comes. Pendergrass is on the prosecution defense roster. The court has ordered him to appear in the case. Okay, I'm trying to. So, but there is a order for him to appear. It's just for some reason it's not showing up on here. It's 1, 2, 3 supplemental defendant recovery response. And yeah, he's scheduled to appear as a prosecution witness along with a number of other people. Yeah, nothing would surprise me there. But anyway, I'm probably going to close this out uh, at the 60-minute mark because this isn't. I gotta go back in. I gotta reset all this equipment. I'm probably tomorrow I'm going to make a pre-recorded presentation because that's probably going to be the best way to handle this. Um, I'm just reading this. This Astro is just so stupid, and she doesn't take a hint. And my patience is worn thin with her, and I've told her as much. But she just keeps coming back for more. Oh well. Um, but at this angle, it's Whitey. All right, well, whatever. It, if if Field wants me to interview him, I'd be more than happy to. That's entirely up to Field. Paula knows him, so she can always talk to him. But I have no quarrel with um, talking to Field. It's hmm, interesting. Wonder where they found. All right, thanks, Paula. But well, I'm gonna ask Field factual information if this thing ever comes to fruition. Unlike some people, I'm not into gossip. I want the truth stuff. If there is an affair going on, then and he wants to bring it up, and he's more than welcome to. Um, well, if Chad's in here, he can explain it. But basically, it's this: at one time, Chad Cater was Timmy's power of attorney, and he also would show up into court and he would support Tim Holmseth. Well, when Timothy failed to show for his court appearance, Kim Bacasio was in town for the trials, and she was the victim in the case. And when Timmy didn't show up, um, she went to a hotel where some of Timmy's supporters had gathered, and one of the supporters was Chad Cater. And they basically just talked, but Randy allegedly put it in Tim's ear that Chad had informed her of where Timmy might be. And this made Tim angry, and he publicly announced that Chad Cater was no longer his power of attorney. And guess who became power of attorney? Randy Erickson. And immediately after that, Tim Holmseth went after both Chad Cater and Tom Morrissey and accused them of all these things you see over on the blog. And, he used to have it on Facebook and YouTube until both accounts were suspended. So, this is what Tim does. If you don't obey his doctrine and believe every single solitary word he says, or you criticize him in any way, he will come after you. and all these things that are seen over on Telegram and Timmy's blog and on the BitChute account are the results of anyone that makes any criticism whatsoever of Tim Homseth. And Tim Homseth has been stalking me for 13 years because I will not believe any of his stuff. Yeah, this is funny. They put up a this Smitey who is a brain dead person. Number one, I do not have lazy eye, but they got pictures of Whitey Bulger and me, and I don't look a thing like them. And this has been proven. But yeah, these people do this crazy shit. And Smitey's sitting there. These people have not called law enforcement. They believe all this stuff, and yet nobody's called. Nobody's called Indiana. Nobody's called Tennessee, and nobody's called Florida. Why? If I am what they say I am, why will they not pick up the phone and call law enforcement? I don't get it. I dare them to do it. They won't do it. But you can't. Okay, Jay is saying that the image is child pornography. Now, this is interesting because Randy is still in possession of that picture. She has not turned the picture over to law enforcement. She claims to have turned a copy of the picture of this person over to law enforcement. And I have spoken twice now with my local law enforcement authorities, and they say that if it is child pornography on her device, it has to be turned over to her local law enforcement, be the sheriff or the FBI in Minnesota or wherever the hell she's using as a legal address where she is residing. And she has to turn over the device, not a picture, the device. Now, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation checked the picture out. The picture is of an adult. The picture is of a person that is alive. They have checked the photograph out, which is real easy to do. They tracked it, and Randy and Tim knows it because they were told by the TBI that it is an adult, has no association at all with any open case, and they have stopped the investigation of their lead. But they won't report this because if they report it, then they are having to prove that they're wrong about this picture and they are milking it for what it's worth. And again, Randy Erickson has not called her local law enforcement about that picture. She has not gone into their office. She has not gone to the Minneapolis FBI. So it's a hoax. It's a farce. End of story. Smitey Bulger typed this on Telegram. Mert Witness 1. Phil McConnell hangs out with John Durham. Don't worry. All the evidence of your child porn, bragging of raping and murdering children is in the hands of law enforcement. Trust. Well, okay, fine. I'm waiting. Tick tock, tick tock. I'm waiting because I have a statement from the Leesburg City Police Department that states that they have investigated and they know who made the chat, and it is not me. It's a hoax. So, these people can sit there, and make fools of themselves, but eventually this is all going to get cleared up, and these people are going to look like the assholes they are. And just me, Jesus Christ, you can't even have a wrinkled shirt on here. These people are petty as hell. Um, just me. To get it into your thick head, the picture is of an adult. It is not a child. The picture was checked by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation when they were sent a copy of the thing by Randy. And they were informed it is not a child. The person is very much alive. She's in the adult entertainment business, and you people continue to support their lies. What can I say? I'm glad you like my nudes, by the way. And my nudes is actually, this shirt's a little big for me. But, that's the thing about the people on Telegram. They do not want the truth. They don't want it because they don't want to be wrong. Because if it gets, they have all the proof, they have all the resources. All they have to do is pick up the phone and make calls, and they refuse to do it because they would be proven to be liars and frauds, and they just cannot stand that. And Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, the article is on Timmy's blog. They went personally to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. They turned over the photograph to the TBI, but they did not remove it from their device. They simply gave them a copy of the photograph. TBI, right there, while they were in the office, checked it out, found that it was a living adult, and that it is not a child. It is not associated in any way, shape, or form to any open law case, and the matter has been dropped. And you can sit there and whine and cry on Telegram all you want, but that is the truth. Period. You can sit there and, now they got Q coming up. That's a good question. I don't know why they didn't give the device to the TBI. I don't know why they didn't give the device to the FBI or to the county where Randy lives. They kept the picture on their phone. And that means if they sit there, if they are going to continue to declare that that is a child, then they themselves are in possession of child pornography. It's that simple. You know, they there has been no investigation of that device, and as a matter of fact, she has not complained to her home state about Alex sending the picture to her in the first place. She reported it to Ohio. She does not live in Ohio. She has to report it in her legal residence. If she lives in the state of Minnesota, she has to report it to Minnesota. She has not done that. Smitey, interesting statement. Were you in Tennessee when that picture was handed over to TBI? How do you know it's child porn? Have you seen the picture? I mean, you seem to know an awful lot about what's going on here. How sure are you that that picture is child porn? And you have just again declared that Randy and Tim Holmseth are in possession of child pornography because it is still on her device. Period. And if necessary, I can prove in court who that is in that picture. And it is not a child. So you can sit there and do all this declaration all you want on Telegram, and it's not going to change a damn thing. And if I saw the picture, it was a picture of an adult that is alive and is well known in a small segment of the adult entertainment business. Nervous? I don't know. Uh, because this case is kind of in litigation, I would suggest that Levi not talk about it. That he, remain quiet until this is resolved. But as of right now, there's a stay on the case for 30 days because uh, Timothy Humseth botched up his presentation to the court. And if he doesn't do it right, they're going to dismiss the case. And it's just like they didn't show up in court in Ohio. It's more than likely they're going to dismiss it in this case. And I just think it's uh yes, I do. Nervous. I do agree with Levi. Levi's been stalked just as much as I have been. You know, and if this goes to court, this can be hashed out in court. But again, Timmy's got an obligation of reciprocal discovery. He's going to have to answer any court order, subpoena, summons that is issued in this case against him. So, Chad, you might want to be a little bit more careful with your phrase. They'll take it the wrong way. Nervous, what is alleged is that Randy went to a relative of Levi Page, and I believe it was an aunt, and she told the aunt that Levi Page was involved in child trafficking. And when Levi showed her a picture of Randy Erickson, she identified him. And that is, it's a criminal offense, plus it subjected um, her to legal liability. Yeah, I don't want any threats of violence or any of that on here. We don't need that. Um, well, everything over there came to a screeching halt. Yeah, yeah. Timothy once admitted he played with fire. So, well, just remember, individuals are solely responsible for their comments in this chat. We do not take responsibility for what is said in here. So, well, Timmy, that's correct because unlike the investigative reporter that you claim to be, I checked it out with the TBI. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has identified the photograph that you supplied to them as an adult in the entertainment industry. It's something that you, if you had gotten off your lazy ass and got to a computer, had done a basic search, you would have found that out for yourself. But instead, you want to pretend that it has something to do with the Summer Wells case, and you're making a big deal out of absolutely nothing. And so, if you try and present this to the court in Tennessee, the proof of who that individual is and what the picture is going to be presented, and you're going to look like an absolute fool. And plus, since you swear and attest that the evidence is true that you're reporting to the court, you can be charged with perjury. So let that one sink in. Just Me says this. Mert brings up something every time. Why does he so desperately want Randy to turn that phone and picture over to the Minnesota law enforcement? He mentions it every time. Well, here we go, Just Me, because you apparently this isn't sinking in. Randy Lynn Erickson claims to have gotten that on her phone. Randy Lynn Erickson, to this day, is a legal resident of the state of Minnesota. Since Randy Erickson is a legal resident of the state of Minnesota, her county law enforcement has jurisdiction over any criminal complaint that's made. And there is an FBI office about a 45-minute drive from Randy Lynn Erickson's house. The FBI would be in her district to investigate the picture. So, if Randy Lynn Erickson, in fact, has a photograph that she feels is a child, she needs to take her phone to either her county law enforcement or to the Minnesota or Minneapolis, Minnesota FBI and let them examine the picture. Law enforcement has the resources to trace that picture and find out where in hell it came from. Randy has not done that. Now, the question is why? Why is Randy Erickson refusing to turn that picture over to the correct authorities? The state of Ohio does not have jurisdiction over that photograph because it did not happen in Ohio. It happened in Minnesota. I don't know why people don't understand that. That's the way it is. And if you don't believe it, tough. I don't get nervous about Durham. Durham is an idiot. If Durham wants to talk to me, he can contact me, let me know when he wants to talk. I'll talk to him. I have no problem talking to him. Just Me. Have you got a problem with the English language? Randy Erickson is a resident of the state of Minnesota. She lives there. Her driver's license says she lives there. Her real estate business is there. Everything is in Minnesota. She has to report it to where she lives. Now, she has stated unequivocally that she has never been in the state of Ohio. And because of that, she cannot report it to the state of Ohio. And it has to go to Minnesota. She was even told that by the county sheriff when she called. Just Me, what does it take to make you understand how the legal system works? I don't understand why you cannot understand that. It doesn't matter where she was physically. Randy Erickson is a resident of the state of Minnesota because the FBI told me the same thing. If I have a crime that happened to me and it happened on a device that is registered in the state of Florida, I have to report it to the state of Florida. And at a minimum, I have to report it to the FBI. She has not done that. She has not turned her device over to the federal authorities. They have not done a forensic examination. Giving somebody a picture that was sent on the internet is not going to give law enforcement the correct information. They need the device, period. You know, check it out. Call the FBI. They'll be glad to explain it to you. Who says I haven't? The thing of it is, the picture is of an adult. ADULT. It is not a child. Simple as that. Now, if this goes to court, me and my device will be in that court, and I say, "Here, judge, examine it." And you'll find that it is not a child. I have documentation that I will bring to court to show them exactly where that picture came from. And it's going to make Tim and Randy look like fools when I do. So they better think long and hard before that. Randy Erickson claims that the picture was sent to her unwanted and it's pornography. If she wants to charge Alexander Goddard with sending her that photograph, she has to do it where she lives, and they need to see the device it was on because there is information that is on the device that is not in the picture that law enforcement can use to determine whether or not they are going to prosecute Alex Goddard. Alex Goddard would then be subpoenaed to appear in Minnesota, just like Randy Erickson has been ordered to appear in the state of Ohio. The Goddard case is a good example of what is the correct way to do things. Alex lives in Ohio. The crime that she claims was done against her was done in the state of Ohio. As a resident of the state of Ohio, she has to report the crime to her state in the area where her residence is established. And that is what she did. If Randy wants to prosecute or have Goddard prosecuted for sending her that picture, she has to do it in Minnesota. It's common sense. Any law enforcement official will tell you that. It's called jurisdiction. The state of Ohio does not have jurisdiction over that case. It's got to be done in Minnesota. I don't understand why people can't comprehend that. It's very basic. Washington used a Durham boat, the deep state. What? Yeah, Telegram is funny. These people are just, they don't have a clue. Boy, I don't know. Well, Dale, then what are you doing here? You know, the point of this whole system is you need to learn how to spell, by the way. The fact remains that the photograph that was sent to Randy Erickson needs to be reported in the area where Randy Erickson resides. Then that it's supposed to be Minnesota. Minnesota will investigate the photograph and determine if there is probable cause for prosecution. But it is not a child. That has been cleared up. Nobody wants to believe it, and I don't care. You know, you people can believe it's a child all you want, but what you've done is you've given evidence that Randy Erickson has a photograph of a child on her phone, which is child pornography, that she refuses to give to law enforcement. She refuses to let law enforcement examine the phone because if law enforcement examines the phone, they are going to remove the photograph from it because Randy cannot be in the possession of child pornography under any circumstances. So it would have to be given to law enforcement. Holmseth, since you're posting on Telegram, answer me this. Why hasn't Randy reported this to the Minnesota authorities? Simple question. Randy Erickson is alleged to live in Minnesota. Why hasn't she reported it to Minnesota authorities, and why is she still in possession of that photograph? And are you going to declare once and for all if it is a child or an adult? You keep saying small this and small that, and you're just hinting at it. Why don't you admit that you feel that it is a child, and why don't you admit that you feel that it is Summer Wells that is in that photograph? You're beating around the bush and you will not commit. Why won't you commit? You're supposed to be this big shot investigative reporting, and yet you refuse to be specific about the circumstances behind that photograph. Just me. So you're telling me that rather convenient excuse is that she will not turn it into the Minnesota law enforcement because they're collaborators. What makes you think the TBI's not collaborators? I mean, what makes one law enforcement agency better than the other one? It's like she might as well give up then because no law enforcement's going to bother with it. I mean, by your logic, just me. Well, what the hell is this audio that's coming in over my phone? Um, okay, just me. She can take it to any federal FBI branch, any, because it's a federal offense. If she doesn't feel comfortable with local authorities or even the FBI in the entire state of Minnesota, because there's more than one field office in Minnesota, then she can take it over to Arkansas. She can take it over, she can take it anywhere in the United States, or she can even call Washington, D.C. But the thing you need to understand is that at some point, law enforcement wants to physically examine the device. They want to do a forensics on it because there's information that is on her phone that is not in the photograph. And you people apparently don't know how computer forensics work, or you wouldn't, you people are determined to not understand that. Well, Chad Cater, well, Chad, you got your wish. They screenshotted your comment. Doo-doo-doo. And Just Me is typing again. Yeah, that's the funny thing. These people over on Telegram are never going to actively seek the truth. They are going to look for every possible excuse to excuse what Randy and Tim are doing. And it's just the way it is. Well, they haven't said they have. If they turn the phone over to law enforcement, why didn't they say that? The answer would be because if they turn the phone over to law enforcement, they would know that it is not a child on the phone. Simple as that. And also, since they have talked to the TBI, they have claimed to have sent the image to Ohio and to Delphi, Indiana, and this was after they talked to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. And that would indicate that they still have the image on the phone, because if they did not have the image on the phone, they wouldn't be sending it to Delphi or to Ohio. Well, I'll tell you what, Forwarded, um, that works the other way, because everything you guys have been saying about me on here, on your Teleturd chat, is conjecture. No proof, just conjecture. So, well, it's beating a dead horse is the correct. All Dale. What I'm doing is stating my opinion. You can take it or leave it. I don't care. This is a channel that has maybe 25 people in it, and so people come over here and then they run back and forth, and then they say that they don't care about me. Yet they go through all this trouble of screenshotting my chat. I've got, you know, Glassstone Mountain, which is another sock account, is putting pictures of me up on their channel. For someone that doesn't care about me, they sure have a lot of my stuff over on their channel. Um, but but it gets archived because this is, all the accusations they made against me are archived. So Timmy can file his little uh, laughable lawsuit, and we can chew all this out in court. I welcome it, as I guarantee you, I've got 2 banker boxes, and um, that one's plugged in. But this right here, this is an 8 terabyte external drive, and this will go to court. Ready to go. I got 2 more of them plugged in. Boy, somebody's sure obsessed with me. They got pictures of me over on. They got pictures of me over on the channel, the one where I fell off the airplane, and then me with my truck when I lived in Sorrento. Mm-hmm. Why, these people are having a field day with my chat today. All right, well, this show's been an absolute mess tonight. This is one of the reasons that um, I prefer to go to recorded, is I can organize this better. I don't have to worry about trolls coming in here. That's the picture of me when I went to Kentucky to cover the case up there. That's one of the pictures that idiot uses to claim that I look like Whitey Bulger. Oh, there's a picture. I'm gonna catch this one. Oh, they're saying I'm in my underwear. I guess they don't know what. I guess they never heard of denim pants, because I'm not in my underwear. But that's okay. These people are obsessed with underwear. Okay, let me do this. Yeah, they put a picture up in. This is Astro putting these up. She doesn't like it that I told her I hated her, so she's putting up. Oh. And then Amber wants to know why I hate her, and then she puts this stuff up in the room. I just stupid. Okay, this is a picture that they put up. They've been going through my Facebook account, which is where I believe this came from, and they say I'm in my underwear, which I'm not. I have on cargo pants like you see in the State Farm commercials, but they just, you know. But they put this up. Yeah, I have nothing to be ashamed of with these pictures. I'm the one to put them up. Yes, I know. So we got. Kind of reminds me of the old days when you go to somebody's house, or you have people over and you pull out the slide projector or else the movie camera and you have like home movies. And so that's what they've done. They're raiding my Facebook channel, which I believe is where these came from, and they're putting these up. This is another picture of me. Uh, yeah, I drink a little bit too much milk. Uh, I don't want the path. I titled arrow. Yeah, it's interesting the pictures they're putting up. But this shows the extent of their stalking, because for some reason they're going through virtually all my social media to get these. And there's one social media site they haven't gone to because I don't think they'd like what they find there. it would probably wind up with a whole shitload of apologies coming to me if they ever went there. And there's this. I think they're trying to show I look like Whitey Bulger or some nonsense. Well, I have nothing to hide. Uh, the pictures that are on my Facebook are just that. I mean, there's nothing in these pictures that they're putting up that I'm ashamed of. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna win the sexiest man alive. Uh, if you go up, Kathy, you apparently, or let's see, Kathy, if you go up to the photograph of me, well, they took it out. That's why they edited it. But the picture of me with Amber, they had Mert in his underwear under it, and they took it out. Whoever, let's see, Gladstone Mountain, who is uh, Astro with yet another sock account, put that out. She's putting all these pictures up. The side profile is of me at the Florida Department of Law Enforcement the day they had a press briefing where Casey Anthony's car is behind that door. Let me bring this picture up. So this is way back when I was. All right, this is way back in the days of the Casey Anthony case. This was the day they had a press conference where they opened the door to show the press Casey Anthony's car. And where I'm standing is about the closest they would allow anyone to get to the car. Dale, I'm not in my underwear. I was wearing a pair of cargo pants, which is basically, if you've ever seen the State Farm commercial, I was wearing almost the same outfit that they wore in the commercial. Uh, yeah, they are. The people are nuts. Yeah, that tree thing that Tim Holmes says he's got that all wrong. Let's see. Yeah, this brain dead person is trying to say, well, Kathy Lake, you wrote, who is they? I don't know who they posting pictures. Well, it's on the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force chat, and it is Astro that is posting the pictures using yet another sock account. And this is a picture that was taken that I had taken of me at my Sorrento house when I lived there, and that was the tractor that I had. And this is showing your obsession over there with me. You people sit there and whine and cry saying that I have an obsession with Timmy, and yet you're putting this stuff up. Um, which is fine because now, you're putting it up and it makes it easier for me to transfer it over into the room so people over in the room can see what I have to put up with. And this is a picture of me on my tractor. I was doing some land clearing that day. That's anybody that's ever had a farm would recognize the bucket on the front, and they would also see that I have a scraper blade on the back that I use to straighten up my driveway in the day that this was taken. Why does Astro hate me so much? Astro hates me because I am friends with Kim and Levi. Astro has had an obsession with Kim and Levi going back to the Haley Cummings case, and that's where all these pictures are coming from. But the administrator of this chat could easily control the situation, but all they're interested in is gossip. Well, nervous, to answer your second question first, it's Astro that has the obsession with the underwear. She is posting pictures of me over on Teleturd, and she's also using the name Curly Whitesworth, or whatever it is, to post stuff to me. And she posted a picture of a man in his underwear again, and it's the same picture she's posted I don't know how many times. Now as to, well, I like Sorrento where I lived because it was 5 acres of land. It was a house that I had custom built, and until the big crash we had, it's remote and I liked it. And yeah, let's see what else we got over here. It's just more nonsense. They keep taking pictures of the chat, and by they I mean you people over there on Telegram. Well, unfortunately, Kathy, since all this stuff is being posted over on Telegram, and you choose to hang out there, there's nothing I can do about that. I have to discuss that to show people in this chat how obsessed they are with me. And